Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 4 building tutorial. My name is General Holson, and today we're going to be building once again in the vaults. Now, as you can see, we've moved to the Atrium. Now, the Atrium is going to be a big build, and I'd have a lot to tackle in today's video. However, I do want to start off by apologizing, because I did miss my last video, actually. I did miss my last week, technically. And I am uploading now for that last week to make up for that last week. So I am really sorry about that. As I ran into a problem. What happened with said problem was that I was working on the next vault video, thinking that I already uploaded this video. So when I went to go upload that vault video, it turns out I saw what I had originally uploaded, and I realized, I'm like, wow, I got this part 2 to the vault, to the vault Atrium, but I don't even have part 1 uploaded. So I am sorry about that. And I realized as I was trying to quickly upload it, and I realized that the voicing for this video hadn't been finished, that I was missing voice for it, so I am sorry about that. I'm trying to get better on that because I do have like a jumble of videos at the current moment just on my desktop, but it should be all fixed and cleared now, pretty much, so yeah. Anyway, I am going to explain a bit of the vaults and the vault's features, or not the vault necessarily, the Atrium. I am going to explain one of the purposes of the Atrium. I'm going to explain a lot. One of the things I am going to explain is you keep seeing in the background how those railroad tracks are not actually taken down and are not scrapped. I'm actually going to build around them and make them a part of the vault. And you'll see in a future video how I use that, and how I'm gonna basically put that and make that a part of the vault, make that, a piece and a section of the layout of the vaults. So there is a utility hallway leading into there, as it is for workers only, technically. So yeah, and I'm also gonna put a elevator there as well. This is pretty much probably going to be the only part in the vault that's going to have an elevator. So, anyway, so I'm going to explain a bit of what the vault is about, or not the vault, the Atrium. I keep saying vault instead of Atrium. I'm sorry about that. The Atrium is really going to be the center of the vault. It's really going to be, not to go into medical terms too much, but it is going to be the heart of the vaults. And speaking of medical terms, by the way, I am technically building the skeleton of the, Atrium. So, yeah, that's it with the medical terms, guys. I promise. Anyway, so the Atrium is going to be sort of the heart of the vault, where pretty much if you want to access the vaults, the deeper layers or levels of the vault, you're gonna have to go through the Atrium, whether you like it or not. The Atrium is gonna be pretty much the most social place in the vaults. There's gonna be a lot of people there. There's gonna be a lot of the work there. In fact, the Atrium is gonna have markets in it. These are gonna be privatized markets, of course. The privatized markets are going to be, meant for different shop owners in the vault, not really controlled by the vault overseer. So it's going to kind of be a free market scenario. So, and we're also going to be dealing with a lot of other things in the vault. Like I said, this is going to be the center of commerce. So, for instance, even if you want to sign up for a new home, you still have to go to the Atrium. As here, there's going to be pretty much the real estate, I guess would be the best way to call it, real estate agent, and there's going to be, if you want to defend yourself, you're gonna need to come here because here's the armory. The vault is pretty much here. Another thing that is also located in the atrium is the overseer. He lives in the atrium overseeing all the commerce and everything that the vault has to offer. And the vault has to offer a lot. So there's going to be a lot, and on top of it, it's going to be a very accessible atrium. However, it is going to have a sort of secret layout to it. It's going to have a sort of bottlehead effect layout to the atrium. What I mean by that is that the atrium is going to be built in a certain way that if, raiders or super mutants or pretty much anyone from the outside were to come in and try to take over the vault, they would have a hard time getting to the overseer and the overseer's controls of the vault, because the vault is, like I said, built in a bottlehead fashion, or the atrium is built in a bottlehead fashion. So every enemy is going to have to funnel into one area, with the overseer, of course, being at the end of that area. And even then, he's going to have an overseer's escape tunnel. So, however, I'm still debating on that. I mean, let me know if you guys think that's a good idea for the overseer to have an escape tunnel, or for the overseer to not have an escape tunnel. And maybe I could fit that into the vault experiment somehow. That would be really interesting. So, anyway, you may have noticed that after I did the floor plan of the vault, I left those middle parts empty. The reason for that is because I am going to put gardens in there. I don't want it to be so bland and empty in the middle. So I thought to myself that I am going to put gardens there, that it's going to have pretty much... that it's going to be a very lively area in the vault. So, also I do want to point out that those corner doorways that you see me building on, I do change them out, and you see them at the end of the tour, because they are technically modded, and I didn't really want to show you guys something that maybe vanilla players can't build, or, so... And like I did mention in my, modding announcement video, is that most of the modded builds are going to be, they're still going to remain true to the, whole vanilla game. There are going to be some things that are a bit far off from the vanilla game, but, I do want to remain with the vanilla game a bit more than, than most people generally do. So, but that's okay. I mean, everyone has their own build style. So, anyway, back to the build. As you can see, I'm actually changing them out at the current moment, because I was like, wow, I really don't want to do that to people. That's kind of a dick move. So, yeah. Now, these corners here are going to be stairways all the way up to the 3rd floor. Actually, not only the 3rd floor, even past the 3rd floor. I am going to make this vault generally cramped in the atrium area, just so it has a lot in the atrium. A lot of the living space is actually going to be in the atrium. The vault staff is going to live here, and single-person families are going to live here. So people that are really single, they don't have a family, they are on their own, are going to live here in the atrium. It is going to be sort of cramped living spaces, but it is going to be, it is going to be cramped, but it is going to be comfortable. It's going to be cozy, so to speak, would be the better word, with not too many utilities, just the utilities for living, enough storage space, and so on and so forth. So, but it is pretty simple. I won't build that in this video. I showed off in the next video, where I do build the places, and I start filling in the vault with different things and different features as well. So, as you can see, I'm building up the stairway right now. It isn't that hard. I mean, I do want to say that the vault is pretty self-explanatory, But like I said, if you do have any questions, feel free to comment them. I'll answer them. You know, there's no problem with me answering any of your questions. So anyway, back to the vault. Now, as you see, I'm putting the atrium ceiling and floor here. I have a modded version that not only adds the ceiling and floor, but it also adds lights on those ceilings and floors. And you'll see actually when I finish building the atrium that the ceilings have lights on them, that the atrium mid ceilings have lights on them. So it is gonna be pretty much, you know, you could still build with the normal atrium pieces, but it's just to get a little bit more light, because there has been complaints that the vault lights really don't give off too much light. So despite having one of those gigantic generators in the mid or the entrance to the vault, well, more in my case, the security checkpoint into the vault. So yeah, as you can see, I'm fitting in the doorways and I'm fitting pretty much everything in. Once you have a general layout, it really is easy to build up. I do have the general layout of probably, you know, I wanted this to be open, so that's pretty much the general layout I was going for, or I was hoping for. So it is open, it is layered. There are balconies on each floor, the second and the third floor, and those balconies you use to walk to the stairs so you can get down, of course. So there's no sneaky entrance ways. I mean, you could probably do that, but I think it would be kind of weird and a bit off, as I do sort of want, you know, I did want everyone to be within the vault, to have to access the atrium, to get to either their homes or the shops. So I put the railings in already, as you could tell, and as you see, I've put some of the other walls in as well. It is pretty self-explanatory. Here I'm working on one of these stairwells because it is, you know, I wanted to fit it in that area. And the stairwells do technically keep going up. Here I'm testing out the stairwells because sometimes they will snap differently. So, but anyway, you can use the different, you know, you could use whatever stairwell you really want. I use the domestic, you could use the atrium. I do want to say that the domestic really, it looks a lot better and it gives you a lot more space to build within the atrium. So I highly recommend using the, or not within the atrium, within the hallway. I highly recommend using the domestic hallways because I like it. So it worked out pretty well. So here I am, I'm fitting in the rooms. Now the rooms, I did have a little bit of trouble with, and I actually go back and change them later, but that was just a placeholder for right now. A lot of the things that I actually am currently, a lot of the vault is going to be the same general structure, but for instance, decoration is kind of going to be placeholder, kind of not for now. In my next video, you'll see some of the things that are placeholder, and it's just to keep my computer from, you know, having to load it all in when I spawn in the vault. So it's just to keep things simple and fresh. So here I am, I'm going to put in these atrium ends. As you see, I'm having some trouble putting them in. I don't know why I had so much trouble putting the ends in, but once you get the ends fit in, it actually feels really satisfying to complete the different ends because it looks really nice. I like it a lot. So as you see, there's the ends, and then you basically just do the same thing for the other side because really they're supposed to mirror each other. You'll see how I did it on the other side. So they're supposed to mirror each other. Now, as I mentioned, This is the skeleton to it. So there's missing rooms on the sides as such, but there is, it is waiting to be filled. And I did mention that it does have the bottlehead effect, and why I mentioned that is because up on top on the 3rd floor, like I mentioned, you have to go from the 1st floor to the 2nd floor, and you have to cross that bridge that you see in the corner, or go up these steps, and you're pretty much locked into the left walkway there. So that's going to have some pretty beefed up defenses. There's even some space up here for different things. So there's going to be some pretty beefed up defenses along this walkway I'm going. And because in here is the overseer's home, the overseer's office as well. So yeah. That really should be it for today's video. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care.